All right, let's do this thing. Time's just flying by here tonight, so we're on the clock. Joe Madden is going to be on tonight following us, so you can get more of Joe Madden. Mick Aussie, one segment's a quick segment's enough with Mick. So, and this is great because they're both Australian and they're both in Alberta, and they're rivals, Calgary and Edmonton. And Edmonton really is Edmonton to me, like after last night. No, but then I'm like, you know what? In the back of my mind, I'm like, this game is going to go to overtime, and I'm going to hit this. The game's going to end up going over. Then I'm like, you know what? Boom. It's 11-11. We're going to go to overtime.
Right.
Yeah. Until they gave up the single point on the kickoff.
Until the
That's like I was just like, I wanted to punch the coach of the Elks in the face at that moment. I was like, this is all your fault. Not to mention he got in the way and got a penalty because he got in the referee's way another time. Let's bring in Mr. Elk himself. I don't know, Mick. Maybe you're the bad luck, Mick. What's going on?
Whoa.
Sorry, I know that was mean, Dave.
Sorry, Mick.
I'm just saying.
That was welcome to the show, Mick. You're the bad luck for the Elk.
Heartbreaking last night.
You know, every week I say it can't get worse. We get beaten here. We get shut out by the Lions. We lose to the Red Blacks, who are terrible. But I think last night took the cake as the absolute worst. The returner should have known it was tie game, but then the coach, you should have told him, come on, you got to return. I'm sitting there in disgust, mate. It's the lowest of lows. It can only get better, that's for sure. We got the Tiger Cats here next week, so maybe
they did cover the spread.
Home win.
On the plus side, they did cover the point spread. That's all. The good teams, like Jay Cornegay says, right? Good teams win, great teams cover. So we got Joe Madden. So let's move forward here. Joe, your Calgary Stampeders are in action tonight against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. What's going to happen in this football game?
I don't trust Jake Mayer. I'm really struggling to trust him not to throw those interceptions tonight. He's got a 2-to-5 ratio for those interceptions to touchdowns, and it's just not looking pretty out there. And against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, off that loss to the BC Lions, in which they were only able to put 6 points up on the board, I really struggle to see Calgary be able to get the win here. I look for this defense of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers to be able to get on top of them in this one. They're great at getting those sacks, getting those turnovers. So I'm fading my Calgary Stampeders here. I'm going to take the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in the first half, laying the 4.5, and I'm not too worried about the full game laying 7.5 either.
Wow. All right. Winnipeg rolls Calgary, says Joe Madden.
Over?
Mick, what's your pick?
Over?
I love the over this game. We'll get to it. But Mick, what's your pick for this game tonight? 7.5 and 46.5.
I'll take the over, and I hope the Bombers absolutely destroy their ABCs, anyone but Calgary. But 3 of the experts I listened to today, they all think that the Calgary will cover that spread. I'm not sure about that.
That's my pick.
Take the Bombers on the money line, but yeah, the spread's a bit tough. But if I was going to lean either way, I would take Bombers to win by more than 7.5. But Joe's right, Mayer's not real good. Michelle's back at wide receiver. He's been down at the NFL for a few years.
Listen, Jake Mayer stumbled out of the gate. I'm not going to – it's been sloppy. I expected more from this Calgary offense to start the season. But at the same point in time, their wide receivers have always been hurt. They've never really had everybody on the field. This guy, Mayer, has a great arm. He really can throw lasers. He just needs time in the pocket, and he needs someone to throw the football to. Listen, Winnipeg are a good football team. They're really good, but I got this game. I think it's going to be one of these, 36-30 type things, or 34-20, 34-28. I think it'll be pretty close, but, Winnipeg probably win, but in dramatic, high-scoring fashion. Here's a safe way out with a 7-point teaser. Calgary Stampeders up to 14.5 and over 39.5, but I will also be playing the Calgary Stampeders plus the points, and I will be playing the over in the football game. I got some touchdown props, too. Dave, you going to dance with the devil tonight? A little CFL action for you?
No, I have a question for both of them, though, both of you guys, regarding the game on Sunday. Montreal's playing BC. Gabe got me on the BC game against Toronto.
BC are going to murder Montreal.
That's
worry, that was
why
one
I
loss,
need
Dave. They're 3-1.
confirmation from these
Absolutely.
two. Is that, Joe, you seem adamant this is BC's going to murder Montreal. It's a 7 and a 7.5 point spread at some places.
Yeah, absolutely. The BC Lions are going to come out so hard. Vernon Adams Jr. has been so hard on himself. He threw those 6 interceptions in the last game, and he knows that that was the reason they lost that game, because Toronto was able to capitalize on that. So I'm really looking for a bounce back out of him, looking for a bounce back out of this team. The defense is solid here, and offensively, this team, once they start clicking again in this game, is going to put up the points. So I think they, like Gabe said, destroy Montreal in this one.
Mick,
All right, I want to get to the AFL as well, Mick. But what's your pick for the BC game? And Mick, what's your pick for Ottawa and Hamilton tomorrow?
Yeah, real quick, I think Red Blacks might beat the Tiger Cats, but that's a terrible game. And I'm with you both. BC Lions to destroy the Alouettes. Alouettes are not that good. They had a couple of wins early, but they're not that good. And their coach is average. BC at home to win big and come back from that terrible loss last week against the Argos.
All right, Mick, Brisbane and the West Coast Eagles. What's the point spread now? 86.5. It's a high number. 86.5. We're playing at the GABA tonight. What's your pick? What do you got?
Yeah, look, the Lions will destroy them. 82 is pretty high. It's going to be dry weather. Maybe take the Eagles to cover. They did better last week, but they're terrible. But, yeah, you've been talking AFL this morning with Yank on the footy, so I know you've been geared up for it.
Yeah, no, I like this card. I know this game. I know this card this week. I'll be betting it. What about the Hawthorn Great Western Sydney game tonight? Who you got?
Yeah, GWS will win that at home. Hawks might cover, but they're up and down. Without Sicily, they're not very good. Giants are doing well, and they're a chance to make the finals. Maybe take the Hawks to cover, but GWS to win, 90% sure on that one.
What's your best bets this week, Mick, in the AFL?
All right, the next game. I was surprised to see the Demons initially started at 16-point favourite. They're down to 11.5. The Saints might even win. I don't know how the Demons are going to score goals. Take the Saints on the plus and maybe on the money line. I went Demons just money line. Saints on the plus could be the best bet.
All right, St. Kilda Saints plus the points. All right, anything else, Mick, this week? You got Gold Coast, Port Adelaide. What else do you like this week?
Yeah, Port Adelaide will win. They'll probably cover it. It's going to rain in Adelaide, so be careful on the points there. But I like the Crows as a slight underdog against the Bombers. Whoever wins might be the chance to get into the finals. Crucial game. And as you know, the Crows played very well in Melbourne 2 weeks ago against Collingwood, the best team. Crows should get that done as a slight underdog, and I hope so.
All right, we've got a full slate of action this week, and including Wimbledon. Joe, you bet any tennis? Tennis big in Australia. Mick's a big tennis, avid tennis player as well. Mick can play.
Oh, nice. I grew up playing too.
That's
I
what
challenge you
he
in a
thinks
game,
he can
Mick.
play. He says he can play.
Whoa,
All right, you can be my doubles partner, Joe, against Gabe.
Oh,
Okay, let's do that. That will be fun. I got a racket in the garage.
Me and Taylor Mathis versus Mick and Joe Madden doubles tennis. Let's rock.
There we